One of our top stories today, Barangay Ginebra against the Bay Area Dragons in the PBA Commissioners Cup Finals. After Ginebra beating Bay Area in Game 1, can the Dragons even the series against the Gin Kings tomorrow in Game 2 in the Big Dome? Well, joining us right now for an all-out discussion is Bay Area Dragons head coach Brian Goorjian back on the show. Coach Brian, thank you again for your time. I hope I'm not taking much of your time, but thank you, Coach. And how are you? How did you spend the holidays? I'm sure, of course, you're going to tell me that you played it on Christmas Day. You played Game 1 on Christmas Day.
Yeah, it wasn't a happy Christmas for Coach Goorjian or the Dragons. It was video and obviously adjustments after the pasting we took Game 1.
Coach, are your players set to move on from Game 1? I'm sure, it's really, especially here in this final series, and you're against, the most popular team in the PBA, a crowd favorite, Barangay Ginebra. It's really tough losing Game 1 in a best-of-7 series. Were you able to address that? Like, forget Game 1, let's move on to Game 2 come Wednesday?
Well, I think that it started, for me, just taking in the bus ride and getting in front of the stadium and seeing that sea of fans waiting to come in. And as we got out of the bus, everyone saying Ginebra, Ginebra. And I sent video back to all my friends back home saying, what an incredible experience this is going to be.
Oh, for sure.
That was the first from the time you walked in that stadium, the professional presentation, and then the sea of fans was something that I'm going to enjoy through this whole series, as my team is. As far as the game went, the 7-game series is about adjustments, and you'd have to say for us, everything's a first. First win, first basket, first practice together. Now we're in a final situation, first finals. And it's all learning, and can we adjust? Can we grow? And the things I got from it, number one, I always say about this league is the physicality of it. There's no doubt that we're playing off Nicholson and they're playing off Brownlee. And it started with the jump ball. The ball went up. We got the tip. Nicholson went to run down to his spot on the floor, and Steinbringer stepped in front of him 4 times and smacked him. Bang, 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 bang. No post for you, bro. And then on the flip side, our matchup on Brownlee is unique to the competition. Everybody else is 6'10" and mobile. Brownlee's a guard, a perimeter player that can play inside and out off the bounce. And our matchup was Ray. And Ray had 3 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the game. And that matchup and our physicality on what we prepared for him was thrown out the window. So we need to play this defense on Brownlee with a physical nature, but we need to play with it without fouling. And we need to free up Nicholson and find a way to deal with the tactics from Game 1.
Coach, you already touched up on the import matchup. Let's take a look at the numbers here. Andrew Nicholson compared to Justin Brownlee in Game 1. Here it is. In the points, not so far. 28 for Brownlee, 27 for Nicholson. Field goal percentage, also close here. Brownlee shot 56%. Nicholson, on the other hand, close to 59%. Also rebounding category, almost the same. 13 boards for Justin Brownlee, 12 for Andrew Nicholson. And the assist, in my opinion, was really huge. As we know, Brownlee plays different as he can also create for his teammates. He dished out 6 here compared to none from Nicholson. Do you expect, Andrew, did you have a conversation with him and tell him to, be more aggressive come Game 2? Because you're really going to need a lot from Nicholson, especially those huge numbers that he's been posting, even in that series against San Miguel, Coach Brian.
Yeah, the issue, Brownlee had a free reign. And as you're saying with the stats, he got everybody else involved.
Yes.
Plus, he was the go-to guy. He made plays when he needed to. He had a free spirit about the game. Our issue with Nicholson was he didn't get touches. And in the competition we get him the ball on the elbow, we get him the ball in the mid post, we get him the ball in transition. It was very, very hard to get him a touch because there was no freedom of movement. He couldn't move. So a big aspect to us is how we free Nicholson up within our system. And we didn't play against that all season. So that's adjustment number one. And number two is, everything that didn't involve skill, they kicked our butt at. Rebounding, loose balls, as we said, the physicality of the game. I have a young group that kind of looked like they were frozen, and they played experienced guys with an extreme focus, extreme physicality on the defensive end, and on the offensive end, very, very good in their system. Very, very much better, a level above anything else in the competition. And you can tell Tim Cohn's the triangle offense, that this group's been in it a long time and know where to get people the ball in places that suit their ability.
Yes.
So it's an extreme challenge for us, but in the adjustments come back to us. But again, on our side of it, a first. We've never played in anything like this in a foreign country before. The rules are different. Mm-hmm. The game's different. Mm-hmm. And this game wasn't officiated or played like a regular season game.
Mm-hmm. Of course, it is in the finals. It's really different when it's in the playoffs. Some calls will be non-calls. Well, Coach, stay where you are. We'll take a really quick break. Our all-out discussion on the PBA Commissioner's Cup Finals with Bay Area Dragons head coach Brian Goorjian will continue after the break. Stay tuned to Sports Desk only here on CNN Philippines, where we go all out for the day's top sports stories. We'll be right back. Thank you for joining us here on Sports Desk only on CNN Philippines. And our guest today is Bay Area Dragons head coach Brian Goorjian. And Coach Brian and I have been discussing the import matchup, Andrew Nicholson against Justin Brownlee, and of course Ginebra taking game one of this best-of-7 series. Coach, let's go to one of your shooters who had an off night in game one, Hayden Blankley, as we will compare his numbers from LA Tenorio, of course, veteran point guard in the PBA, high basketball IQ. He had a conference high here in game one, 22 points in that game for LA Tenorio. Also, with 3 rebounds, 3 assists for LA, he shot better from the field, 50%. Blankley only shot 2 of 13, 15%. And he shot great the whole conference. But here, in this particular game, in game one, he really struggled. He was 0 of 9. Is it something about the defense of Ginebra, Coach? Did you have a talk with Hayden? Because we know Hayden can shoot the lights out in any given day. But in game one, he was just having an off night.
Let's start with LA. He was shocking to me. Played such a great game off the on ball, and our strategy to guard him. Again, you talk about adjustments. That was something that you be there. You see the first time, you think the guy's older. You play it like this will be okay. He was dominant. Not only he ran the team so well, and he made plays off those on balls. As far as Hayden goes, and Kobe, both of them have been scores for us, and I thought both of them got good shots. And my focus to them is to try to go away from dealing with pressure, stay focused. And I told Hayden during the game, they're good shots. Keep taking them. We'll be fine. They'll drop, and I'm trying to get them more focused on the controllables, about defending about defending Brownlee, about competing with them on the glass,
yes,
about taking away their easy baskets, and just having them play with more of a free spirit offensively. I thought that Ginebra's defense, as I said, the physicality of it, the toughness of it, no cheap baskets, was a factor in it. But I did think we got some good looks, and as the series goes on, if we're going to win it, we need to make those plays. And my thing is confidence, and more coach the other side of the ball than the offensive in the shooting side. Let them play.
Correct. Well, Coach, I wish I had more time, but I'm pretty sure we'll be talking the rest of the way in this series. Thank you always for your time. Belated Merry Christmas, advance Happy New Year. Yes, Coach, you want to add something?
Yeah, I just want to say in closing, I hope I didn't come across the PBA. I keep saying we're so thankful for the experience. And this, I'm not complaining about the referees. I'm saying that it's this country, it's the PBA, it's their competition. We have got to make adjustments and learn. And we learned a lot in that first game, and we'll make an adjustments there. But I think the officiating and the competition has been good to the Bay Area Dragons, and the game was done well. It's just, again, learning what you can and can't do in a final and make the adjustments. And that's up to us, not to the PBA.
Coach, thank you so much. We'll be speaking to you again soon. Always a pleasure having a brilliant basketball mind such as yourself here on CNN Philippines. That was Bay Area Dragons head coach Brian Goorjian. Good luck in Game 2 tomorrow at the Big Dome.